So that is the first audio. That's the first dialogue lesson. 5, 6, and then 7 they start giving you some reading material, and they have the recording for that as well. And like I said, the first 3 lessons are pronunciation exercises, which are actually kind of helpful for getting accustomed to the sounds. This sounds quiet.
Lesson 1, U1.
And they had to record this from tape, right?
Repeat after me.
So, let's see.
E.
Yeah. Those exercises are here somewhere else.
O.
Where are they? Yeah, they're doing these to help you get used to the sounds. Anyways, so that's a little bit of Taishanese. I usually can listen to more dialogues because it just sounds like what I'm used to, what I grew up hearing, so it's not an issue for me. And I realize it could be a lot for people who are new to Chinese, trying to listen to, especially for this kind of Chinese. Oh, actually, what did I have in my notes? Sorry. I know I made some notes in there. Where's my notes? Those are my notes, yeah. A lot of drills, a lot of listening drills. So, some notes on that lesson. Yes, some characters contain the mouth radical, blah, 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 as I'm explaining. Oh, there's a typo in my notes. Yeah. No, I actually have more notes on that. Yeah, Gene Chin on his website, he says these sounds are not in qua, or qua, or he says they're from Cantonese, they're not originally Taishanese. Okay, so verbs in Taishanese, like in Mandarin and Cantonese, they don't conjugate, they never change. They stay the same regardless of person, number, tense, mood, and so on. Context, the words will indicate person, number, tense, mood. Hai means to be, as well as am, is, are, was, were, and generally all other possible verb forms. There are also special words or suffixes that can be added to a verb to adjust their meaning. Nouns. There are no articles in Taishanese, just like in Cantonese and Mandarin, though one can be used to indicate a. Nouns do not change into a plural form. Bi means pen or pens, according to the context, right? Yes. Okay, yeah, just looking at the character. Classifiers. Okay, there are no articles in Taishanese. Like other Chinese languages, there are no articles, but we have something called classifiers. The DLI material called them auxiliary nouns, and modern Cantonese and Mandarin dictionaries will call them measure words. It can also be called counter words. Okay, so every noun in Taishanese is assigned a classifier. Classifier is generally used with every noun. There are some situations where the classifier is not used. Mama. Note on demonstratives and word formation. Oh, this is my notes. Yes, we did not use the same words for demonstratives as in Cantonese nor in Mandarin. Consequently, the characters used are a modification of a word from Cantonese or Mandarin that sounds the same. As I mentioned, the mouth radical is added to the character in the word cake. The word sounds like, and usually we're using the character as how it sounds like in Cantonese, since that's the closest one to Taishanese. Mandarin is so far away from Taishanese that there's no point in trying to use those sounds. That's why I said for me to try and learn to read Chinese characters using Mandarin pronunciation is just ridiculously hard. and yes, and Cantonese does it in their own language as well. They may use the mouth radical to create a character for Cantonese. And an example is like horse, right? Pronounced ma, ma. It's low rising, but when the mouth radical is attached to it, it makes that, which is just pronounced ma. And that's that character. That's this. A particle is actually a particle at the end of a sentence. It turns it into a question. Okay, so the demonstratives in Hoisanva in Taishanese are koi, these, nin, or ning, and that, or these, nai, which, or every. Demonstratives must be followed by a classifier like nai. Sometimes specifically indicate one is placed before the classifier, koi, nai. Word order and questions, no inversion. Questions are like what, replace what is asking about. So as you saw, koi nai hai mat ya. Koi nai hai mat ya, koi hai bi. Koi nai hai bi, sorry. Note that which is actually pronouns, so it is found in the same position of the sentence as this or that. Okay, so those were my notes for that. I guess that's it for Taishanese. There's a little impromptu Taishanese lesson for the viewers there. If you are interested in trying to learn some Taishanese on your own, I do have the original source material saved on my website. I did this a while ago. Just go to fayeMcGrainer.com. I used to do a lot of blogging. That's right here. Learn Taishanese. So there's a blog article about Taishanese. You just skip down to here. There's your drills for lesson 1. There's volume, and there's 6 volumes. Volume 7, I believe, was mostly vocabulary for the military. Yeah, they were supposed to have it. That's where I got it from originally. That's why I only crossed it out, because I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. So if you use Anki, you can download my Anki decks. Right? It's volumes 1 to 3. Volume 1 and 2 is still there as well. And I also have them on Memrise. There's 3. And for Anki deck. Oh, and yes, I have a separate one for Appendix F of the material, which includes terminology for family and relatives, which was kind of important to me because I wanted to be able to talk to my mom about genealogy before I left Toronto. It's kind of hard. Real life gets in the way of the things you really wish you could do, you know. And anyways, never mind. That's why I went and did my DNA, got my DNA analyzed. And yeah, so there's also a beginner's Chinese characters, and anyway, so if you're interested in this, you can go there. The text material, the original text material is actually there on that link right there. You can download it from there. Just close that quickly. Hopefully they don't get mad. And the drills are here. And then I found this actually. It's just like some years back. I was looking for Taishanese material, and then it just wasn't there when I first started learning. And then eventually I came across Erin Lee's blog. Yeah, that's who it was. Aaron Lee found it on somebody else's blog, Ben's Cantonese practice journal, Taishanese. So I asked them if I could post it on my website, and they said, sure, go ahead, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not for sale. Please do not take this material and try to sell it, okay? I want this stuff to stay in the public realm as you know, attestation to a language, to my mother tongue. So please do not take this material and do something with it and try to sell it. You're not supposed to, first of all. It is public material, published by the Defense Language Institute. So I had asked on Ben's site if I could download the stuff and put it on my website, because I wanted to have easier access. I want people to have easier access to it. Okay? So yes, please do not try and sell this material. I will be very, very angry with you guys. Really angry. So anyways, yeah, and like I said, they're on Memrise. You can go to Memrise and look for them under Taishanese courses, categories, languages. I was really surprised that Taishanese was actually listed on here even. It was empty, actually. It was a category on Memrise, but it was an empty category. And this, I don't know why this person put this here. It's not Taishanese. You guys being a smart ass. Wait. What's going on? There's one. This is two. Yeah, I need to change that. I need to change the name of that, don't I? That's one. This one's 2. And this one's 3. And there's beginner Chinese and the family stuff. So there's that, if you guys are interested in listening to a little bit of Taishanese. And I went through, like I said, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I haven't had a chance to do 4, 5, and 6. It's just too much going on right now. This is Hoisanva. Learn Taishanese, Hoisanva.